girl. Ooh. To you.
This is Brittney Crush with Mystery Girl Radio. Find Mystery Girl.
Hey, Bad Girl by Brittney Crush. Hey, this is Mystery Girl. You're tuned in to Shut Up and Listen. I'm here with my co-host, DJ Enigma, per usual. And we have special guest, Brittney Crush, in the building.
Yes, what's up?
Hey, Brittney Crush. I've been playing your music on the Mystery Mix for quite some time now.
Oh, my God, amazing.
So we got you in here.
Yes.
And, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No, of course. I know you guys are coming up from Hartford, so it's not exactly the closest. But
right.
yeah, it's the weekend, so we were just saying it's not too bad. But yeah, that was Bad Girl off of your latest project, Chameleon.
Yes.
So let's just dive right into that, because you when did you drop Chameleon? It was like not too long ago.
Yeah, end of July.
Okay, cool.
End of July, yeah.
Yeah, and it has about 7 songs, right,
yep.
on it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was just telling you before we went live, it has those like low key R&B vibes, which I really dig.
Yes.
And then you got a couple of them swaggy songs on there too, though. You know, like get a little hype. And then I noticed the theme of like love and heartbreak and stuff like that. So you want to talk about Chameleon a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Chameleon, 7 tracks. We have some up-tempo, have some ballads. Definitely got to experiment a little bit with this project. So kind of have some stuff that's, have like a little Caribbean island feel. Probably the first time I've ever did a project where I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say I'm rapping, but just basically was open to kind of, doing R&B, but kind of experimenting around that genre as well. Mm-hmm. But it was supposed to drop on my birthday. Pushed it back a little bit, so it dropped end of July.
Okay.
I think it has a fun summer feel to it, so I felt like it was appropriate. But I had also just been collaborating and working with people in Connecticut.
Right.
Corey Cooper produced the whole project. He's actually in the studio with me right now.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to him.
Hey, shout out Corey.
So I got to work with some really dope people from Connecticut. So that was just kind of like a compilation of that.
Yeah, that's super dope. And we were just talking about the track Ease, and you said Clovia is her name, right?
Yeah.
You got her on that.
Yep. Shout out to her.
From Connecticut.
Yes.
So I really liked the project.
Thank you.
And I was bumping it before I got in here. Hey, and we're gonna play some tracks off of it after this interview, but it's on all streaming platforms, right?
Yep.
For people who want to get it. And then, did you purposely have that theme going of just like, the everything that every girl goes through?
I feel like I'm very in tune with like my female intuition and just like superwoman vibe, so it's kind of inevitable, even if I'm like, not trying to dabble into the love side. It's kind of inevitable just being a woman.
Right.
I'm young, I don't have any kids. I don't know, it's just I don't think every song is like a love song, but it's definitely just like a journey being like, a young woman in your 20s.
Exactly. No, it definitely speaks to young women. So and then why'd you name it Chameleon, just out of curiosity?
I feel like in this part of my life, in this phase of my music career, I found something fascinating about having to change to adapt to your surroundings and to your growth and just like what's going on around you, and just how people change too. Like people change depending on, where you are in life. Your surroundings can change too, and you kind of have to adapt to that. You can't be stuck in it. You can't be, hesitant to change. And so that's kind of where I was, and even with my music. And that's why I think a lot of artists kind of contemplate. I kind of was like, am I ready? But you're never really ready, because you always find something and you always want to perfect it.
Yeah.
So I just felt like I was in that phase of my life. The title had hit me, and that's how I was feeling. That's how I felt about the music too. There's a lot more things that I was open to. I never wrote with anybody before.
Okay.
So this was my first time co-writing with people. So
that's
another
a new
thing.
Experience.
Yeah. And as you elevate and grow in the industry, those are just new things that maybe when you're Hartford based, local, you write all your stuff, and you know what I'm saying? saying? But then it's like once you start going to another phase of the industry, you kind of like people are going to write stuff for you or co-write with you, and you write with projects and multiple producers and stuff like that. So that's kind of how it came about.
And I love that. And that's interesting that you said the thing. DJ Enigma and I were just talking about like artists writing for having writers and other artists writing for other artists.
Yeah.
And, we were having that just discussion about it's going to happen at some point, even if you're an artist that does all your own work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fans have to expect that the artist is going to have some help on things sometimes. It's just part of the industry, like you were saying.
Yeah, and it's hard. It depends because, like, for so long I was so against that. I'm like, no, if you're going to call yourself an artist, you write your stuff.
I was the same way.
What are you then?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Someone else does it for you. You're just like the face.
Right.
You know, anybody can be the face, but it's like at a certain point, your talent level might just need the expertise of somebody else to make it like exactly perfect. Exactly. It's hard to digest.
Yeah, no, that's just funny you brought it up. We were literally just having that conversation. Yeah. But so is actually I wanted to know, is Crush your actual last name or is it just your part of your artist name?
It's not. It's just my stage name.
Okay. Because some people actually like their names. I think that they're stage names.
Yeah, like, people ask that a lot. Yeah, no, it's not my government name, but people do ask that.
Okay. I like it though, Brittney Crush.
Yeah,
it sticks. It sticks in the brain. And I wanted to ask about Stellar Sundays. That's something that you run, and it's it seems like it's a involves a lot of women.
Yeah.
It's focused on that. So if you want to just talk about that.
Yeah. It's an event that at one point, it was supposed to be once a month. Then like over the last 3 months, we kind of did it when, the team consists of a lot of people who are actively still in their craft. So still gigging. So kind of, we just did it when it's best for all of us to do it. Right. But it was a once a month event that happens in downtown Hartford. And it was really a social event that incorporated just live music, local entrepreneurs and brands.
That's dope.
And then for the brand ambassadors or the face of the event were who we called Stellar Girls. And we tried to pick just different women who were, some of them already kind of promoted different events in the city. Some of them were just in college and did like nonprofit stuff. Some of them, were trying to pursue like acting careers, but whatever, just like a handful of girls and just try and push this event and create. And out of that came a bunch of different like branches of that. But it's still going on. We had our last event was, oh my God, help me out here. It was in September.
Okay.
I think it was in October.
Okay, so like not too
long maybe like a month and a half ago.
Okay.
So and we're gonna keep having them. So you can visit StellarSundays.com for more information.
Okay, there's a whole website.
Yeah, just to keep people up to date with what we're doing. And we have live painting. So JJ the artist, shout out to him.
That's dope.
Paints.
Yeah.
It's just a hub for like creativity and stuff. Like there's a lot more going on in Hartford, but there's still not a lot. Like,
not enough.
For the amount of creative people, we can't have enough of options. And then what might work for me and what I might create might not be what the next creative wants to go to. So we need to just keep having it like every weekend.
Facts.
So
no, I love that. Yeah, I kept seeing that pop up. And I thought it was dope. It looks dope. So I would definitely wanted you to elaborate on that. I want to know how you got your start in music. We were talking about it. You've been in it for a while. And what got you started in it, got you started singing, and then, just pursuing this career as an artist?
So originally it started with theater. So my mom, when I was 6, I believe it was either 6 or 7, she just signed me up for theater. So I just did like a bunch of stage plays and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And then when I got like into middle school, I was introduced to musicals. So just the musical side of theater. And then somewhere I just kind of was like, what if I just sing though? You know what I mean? Like somewhere I was just kind of like really liking the just singing part and the solo part. I still liked acting and stuff, but I kind of like the part where they break into the song a little bit more. So that's kind of how my foundation started. And then I just went off to school to study business with a concentration in music business.
Oh, nice.
And in that, I still was like, but I want to do it for me. Like, I was learning all this stuff, but I was like, but I want that to be me.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure at first. Maybe, I was like, well, maybe I would like working at a record label. And I had to intern and stuff, and I did. And I was like, no, like, I still have it in me. So I just was like, I'm gonna just continue to try my music career. So that's kind of where I'm at now.
That's dope to have that knowledge, though.
Yeah, it's good to have in the industry, for
it's makes you well rounded. I mean, the theater part of it, because artists essentially are. It's a character, you know. It's you're performing, and that's definitely a good place to start. And then just that business aspect of it too is so important.
Yeah, right.
So important, because that's where I feel like a lot of artists lose their way.
Yeah, we
and
do.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
How
exactly.
am I gonna get to the next step?
Right.
So that's dope. That's really dope. Did what record label was it?
I actually interned for Mark Anthony. A lot of people know him as husband of J-Lo. Yeah, so I actually
Cool.
interned under him.
Oh, that's dope. Did you how was it? Did you like it?
I loved it. It was cool because, I'm of Puerto Rican descent, and he's Puerto Rican, and a lot of the people in the office were, and a lot of them were family members. So I got to see, there's always the pros and the cons of having, like, your brother or your uncle, in the office with you. So I kind of got to see that. But he's like, it was awesome because he's like international superstar. And so the numbers and just his accomplishments, the things that he does, from like, shares and deals he has with ESPN to like his private jet, and, sending bottles to Will Smith, and, just press releases. And then, if anything happens with J-Lo, automatically, or her kids, because they have the kids, like dealing with paparazzi and press calling the office and having to, like, make sure you say the exact right thing, or it almost seems like you're agreeing to the gossip, or you're, so I kind of was like, all right, well, if it's me and something, this is how you have to handle it, either you don't answer, or you be very specific to the entire, office, how to answer it. So it was great. It was knowledgeable, and I enjoyed it a lot.
That's dope.
So
you get to see
dope.
what the industry is like before you put yourself in it.
Yeah,
That's
how they do
a
the
lot of people out
behind the
here
scenes
just
stuff.
jump in not knowing what's about to happen.
Right, and it's scary.
Yeah,
spits.
so you're ready. I feel like you're ready. Like, you know what's coming.
I hope so, right?
Yeah. and then you born and raised in Connecticut, but you were in New York for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You were out there, and then you came back to Connecticut. Why the move? And then, in your opinion, I mean, as far as pursuing your music career goes, do you think that is better out in New York as opposed to being here?
Like, I originally left because, I felt like at the time, and maybe it was ignorant, maybe I just didn't know of everybody doing stuff, but at the time that I was 17 trying to do stuff, I didn't see anywhere where I could go or grow or build. There's definitely been an increase, at least in the Hartford area. I always kind of knew, like, the 203 area had just a little bit more. You guys are closer to New York.
Right.
It's bigger. So, like, in Hartford, and then where especially I was from in Hartford, there just wasn't much. So I was like, I'm gonna go off to school, and then I lived there for a couple months after I graduated.
Okay.
And I mean, the only reason why I came back was because I couldn't. Financially, it was crazy.
It's
being
crazy.
out of school.
I was gonna.
I didn't have a permanent job. I still had an internship, so it was, the money that I did save just ran out quick, and then my grandma got sick, so it just. But as like I always wanted to stay out there. How I feel as far as, like, if it's better, I do feel like there's a lot more opportunities. It's just so super saturated. There's pros and cons to that, being superly saturated. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like I get a lot of love out here. It's nice to sometimes go out in Hartford and see people that, know of me or who've heard my song or something. In New York, like, me and my band were touring, like, everywhere. Still nobody knew us. Like, everywhere,
There's so much music
2 or 3 times a week. So, but I just, there's pros and cons. Being from a small place, we all know each other, so sometimes we don't respect or see the great in what people do.
Agreed.
And sometimes people are, like, putting so much, and their music or their craft is out of this world, but we can't get over it because we've known you since elementary school.
It's like, this is Joe.
We
up
see
the
you on the
street.
block.
Like, he's not an artist.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I hear it. It's tough. There's pros and cons to both situations.
Yeah.
But I mean, New York is a vibe, though, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. But Connecticut, I mean, like you said, it was hard for me to see at first, and especially before I was doing the radio show, and then it's kind of hidden a little bit. I feel like, and then once you get into it, you're like, oh,
there's definitely
it's here, and it is getting exposed more and getting better. So
absolutely,
hopefully we keep heading in that direction. So I wanted to talk about the singing. You give singing lessons as well, right? I mean, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
You can hear, you have control, and you're not just like, just like singing out random stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
You can definitely hear, the control and you know what you're doing there. So like if you want to let people know.
Yeah. So I mean, it started, I think it's been 2.5 years now. I started working at a performing arts center in Hartford. So that's how it started, and it was through a friend. She's a little older than me. She, gigs and does music. So, how you have like your little community of creative people who do what you do and they look out for each other.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. She needed me to substitute for her. So I was substituting for her doing the lessons. And then I was on the break of like quitting my full-time job anyways, because like I was getting opportunities. Like I had just went to LA for the first time for an opportunity, and I had to, I got in big trouble for my job with it, even though I was only missing 2 days. They don't even pay me enough for me to put my dreams on the line anyways. Right. They had somebody they could get, but they want to torture my life. So I was like, I'm gonna just go. And when I came back, I was like, I really think I need to quit. And then the meeting, that's what they told me. Like, you don't really need to be having a job that has nothing to do with your life.
Right.
That's consuming more of your life, know? So I was about to quit anyway. So I just called them and I'm like, hey, you think I can do just more lessons? Because I actually enjoy it. And they were like, absolutely. Like, we love you here. And I was like, peace, corporate America. Never again. I'm one step closer.
I love that.
And so now that's really like my serious job. So, stuff is working. So,
I love that though. It's good to have other job that's bringing you the income, the steadier income.
Yeah, but still,
that it's related to the music. Right. That definitely helps.
And I work with kids, and I love kids. Aww. And they're like, Miss, we saw your YouTube. You be out here, and I'm like, pay attention. They're like, yo, Miss, you be out here. I'm like, oh my God.
That's so cute.
But they give you life.
So
they give you life to like keep going or whatever.
Yeah, it's so nice to have people look up to you.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the kids see that you're doing.
Yeah.
Going after your dreams.
Exactly. They need that.
That's super dope, though.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about you were gonna open up at Toad's Place for and I always butcher her name. Queen Naja.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. If you wanted to just touch on that situation.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, I had gotten a phone call. It was a little last minute. So I was under the impression that a phone call was made to have have an opener, because I believe the show was already booked.
Right. Because I saw it and I was hyped. I was like, okay,
yeah. So, and not that I'm not a fan of hers, but I don't listen to a lot of music anyways. I try not to get too overly influenced.
Right.
So like sometimes with new artists, it takes me just a little bit more to know about them. So I didn't really know of her that much until they told me what song.
Right.
So I was like, oh my God, Medicine Girl, like of course. So but that's how it is when you're on the come up. So no shade. But so I was like, yeah, sure. They was like, yeah, we thought you'd be perfect because she needs an opener. And we was like, yo, they want somebody from CT, which makes sense. And it's R&B music, and even though there should be more of us, there really isn't like a plethora, a huge amount of like female R&B singers,
especially out here.
Yeah, so it's really not like crazy or like for it to be like, okay, well maybe Brittney might want to do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, absolutely, I will do it. They're like, all right, we got to finalize some things. We'll get back to you. Cool. So then I got the sound check time, what time to be there, how many people could come in my entourage, what format I need to have my music in, whatever. So I'm like, all right, do I have permission to promote it? Yes, absolutely. Promote it. Only for like 2 days because everything was so last minute.
Right.
And then on the day of, like 2 hours before the show, it got sold out. So I'm like, oh my God. My cousins and my friends are like, yo, it's lit. We're in there. Like, and it's cool because like I'm a little older than her demographic. So there was a lot of people who were like, I don't really know her music like that. Like I like that song, but I'm coming to rock with you, Brett, because they were so proud because I'm from here. And then there was like some weird stuff. Like I had posted my rendition of her song Medicine as like a way to announce it. And I was getting like weird comments from like her Spice fan base.
Right.
And they're like very aggressive.
They
were like DMing me like, why'd you use that picture of her? Everybody knows she doesn't like that picture. You think you're better than her? And it was like, okay, no. And then somebody commented and was like, oh, you need to be opening up for her, sis. And somebody was like, no, the heck she does it. Blah, blah, blah. You know, like, and I was just like kind of like
social media craziness.
So I was deleting some of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know really what happened. All I know is when I got there, they canceled my act.
And it was just kind of like, we don't know. It's just.
Well, I mean, I was told it was management. I was told it was her management and that, you know, they just didn't want me to open anymore. So it was left, of course, to be. And then, you know, of course, there was like little comments said here and there to my mom and like blame gaming. And then, you know, the radio and Toad's Place was like, don't even do that. It's not us. So it got really. But then in the end, you know, politics and how people don't. You know, people want to like make stuff happen, but then the way it looks sometimes, or, you know, I'm from Connecticut and instantly I had to tell so many people like, sorry, you're not gonna get your refund or we gotta go. So people got crazy. Like people were on Instagram, like, you know, spamming her stuff. My best friends, people who see me spamming, like, how could you come to New Haven and do this? Like, that's not cool. So it kind of got a little insane, but it's
part of the industry, right?
That's the game. That's the game.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's going to be more opportunities anyway. Yeah. And it's just important to have these lessons, I guess I would say, in this situation. So something else will come along. Yeah, absolutely. You know? But because I saw that and I was like, what the?
Yeah, a lot of people was like, what happened?
I was ready for it.
Yeah.
But I really respected the way you handled it. I thought you handled it respectfully. I thought you were professional.
Thanks.
And you didn't throw any shade anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
stuff happens.
You were the bigger, you were the big person about it, and I see those things. And this is my first time meeting you, obviously, but it just sticks in people's head when you're like, you know what? I respect that. Like, that's dope. So, so good for you. Keep going that way.
Thank you.
It's really important. People notice it.
Yeah, thank you.
But, you know, as far as things that you have coming up, you know, shows, projects, anything you're working on, you want to make sure people know to come out and see you for, let us know.
Yes. I'm going to be having some shows. I'm taking like a little mini break from doing some shows, but in the late winter, I'm going to be picking up a lot more shows that will be out of state. So definitely just keeping people posted with my social media, my websites. Also shooting one visual from Chameleon. I'm debating between which 2 songs we're going to do, but that'll be dropping. So.
Which 2 are you thinking about?
I'm debating between Red and Baby.
Okay.
I like them both. People like Baby because it's like a bop.
Yeah.
But, you know, I really like Red. Like,
I wouldn't be mad at Red.
I'm leaning towards it. I'm telling you. Like, you're giving me all the ammo to just go with it.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, seriously. So that'll be coming soon. So, yeah, just keep them posted with me and what I'm doing and all that good stuff.
All right, dope. And then where can people shout out, you know, website, social media, all that stuff? Yeah.
BrittneyCrush.com, BrittneyCrush, and then at Brittney Crush, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Brittney Crush, all that good stuff.
Dope. And then before we, you know, get out of here, we're going to play a couple of your songs off of Chameleon.
Awesome.
We'll play a couple of my favorites.
Yes.
You know? But before we get out of here and do that, you know, any last words, parting words, any advice maybe you have for people listening? Or
I don't have any advice. Just be true to you. Who cares what everybody thinks? And then lastly, any listeners and people who like truly genuinely rocking with me, putting my song on if they stressed and going through stuff, you know, I just appreciate all the genuine love and support I get from people.
Dope. And we appreciate you. We rock with your music.
Thank you.
We'll keep doing that. So on that note, I got this is Mystery Girl. You've been tuned in to Shut Up and Listen. I have special guest Brittney Crush here, and we're gonna just go right into a couple of her songs off of Chameleon. That project is streaming everywhere. So here's Baby by Brittney Crush.